Coming up on Dine and Dish Nation, it's meat-centric in Midtown. Grey Ghost, serving up phenomenal food and exquisite craft cocktails. Golden Fleece proves it can stand the test of time with its old-world flavors and classic charm. And Detroiters love their delis. We're off to Russell Street, where the soup is hot and the sandwiches are smoking.
I'm Kam Carman. Welcome to Dine and Dish Nation, where we explore the fabulous eateries of Detroit and celebrate the culinary genius that's feeding America's comeback city. Thanks for joining us as we welcome reviewers from our community who've come together to dish about their local favorite restaurants. Dine and Dish Nation works like this. Every week, we ask 3 guests, people just like you, to check out 3 local dining establishments. We're not food snobs here, just real people talking about real food and offering real reviews. We are here at Wright & Company, where nothing says Detroit like this place. High above Woodward Avenue, its eclectic yet historic atmosphere lends even more evidence to the claim that we are a city of Renaissance. They are historic meets hip, and we're so proud to call Wright & Company our home base for Dine and Dish Nation. All right, let's get started. This week, we are welcoming food maven Tracie Ginster, construction worker Marcel Sanders, and Pierre Binandeh, who is a realtor. To kick off today's show, we are starting with Grey Ghost. It's another stellar gold star addition to Detroit's vibrant landscape of hotspots. These guys are serious about 2 things, meat and drinks. Take a look.
My name is Randy Densmore, and I'm the general manager at Grey Ghost Detroit. Grey Ghost Detroit is a kind of meat-centric restaurant. We try to provide a more upscale dining experience in a more casual environment. We'd like to do a lot of playful things with some classics. We've got our fried bologna dish. It's something that we didn't think would really kick off, but it has become our signature dish. Our steaks are very top-notch. We have a 60-day dry-aged New York strip, which is pretty hard to beat. So when you come to Grey Ghost Detroit, you can expect to get a kind of a wider genre of different types of food as far as where the dishes are originally from. I'd say they like to play around with a lot of Asian flair, sometimes a little Latin flair, but with an American twist. A lot of American-driven dishes that are plays on unique old-school favorites. A lot of time and preparation that goes into our craft cocktails. Will Lee is our beverage director. I would say he's got his bar team in here 5 hours before we open, prepping. They put in just as much work as the kitchen does. A lot of time and love goes into each cocktail. If you come here, we're going to give you what you want, we're going to give you what you ask for, and we're going to do it with a smile. The name comes from an old Detroit legend. He was a rum-running pirate during the Prohibition era. He wore a gray trench coat and a gray fedora and captained a gray boat with gray sails. And as the legend goes, a deal had gone sour with Al Capone via the Purple Gang. He was gunned down in the streets. They were never able to identify him as a person that ever existed. So he went down in history as the Grey Ghost. And they say every day at 8 o'clock, you can maybe see him strolling through the dining room.
Grey Ghost, first out of the gate, what did you guys think?
Incredible. First of all, the service was unbelievable. They're fantastic there. The food is unreal. We had the filet with whipped potatoes and asparagus on the side. I also had Brussels sprouts, I had chicken skins, delicious. So good.
The thing about Grey Ghost is that they try to push the envelope. You know, they come up with
Absolutely.
new things, and it's sometimes things people wouldn't even think would go well together, and they do. So, Marcel, what did you have?
I too had the filet with asparagus. For appetizers, the fried bologna.
Oh yeah, that was
That's
another
so
thing
good.
that is so interesting to me.
was-
How was it?
It was delicious. And I also had the cheesecake fritters for dessert.
Incredible, right?
Yes. The cinnamon sugar on top. And when they put the plate down in front of me, they magically disappeared.
So I know they specialize in their meats and specific cuts. Was it ordered to what you
Yes.
wanted?
I ordered it medium and it was perfect. I could cut it with a fork.
The sizzle and everything, it's so visual too.
Yep, I've actually been to Grey Ghost now 3 times. All 3 times, the medium fillet was exactly the same every single time. The consistency is incredible.
They know what they're doing. They do know what they're doing.
And how about you guys?
We had similar, but we also had the New York strip. Our appetizers were delicious. We had mussels on toast in a tomato saffron broth, which was so interesting, the combination. My favorite was the beet ravioli. It was like a pillow stuffed with goat cheese and this beautiful sauce that was so velvety and wonderful that I'm gonna dream about it. I wanna go back. I mean, of course, I know that they're known for their meat, but I will go back for that beet ravioli. I can't stop thinking about it. And I'm telling everybody about it. They're like, what about your, I go, that was delicious too, but this beet ravioli and the mussels and I wanted to try all the appetizers.
And that's the thing with me, I'm very conservative. But at a place like that, they try to tempt you, and you want to because the food is known to be so good.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
We had the shrimp dumplings as well.
I was jealous of those.
The shrimp dumplings were almost just as good as the fillet. It was so savory, it was so delicious.
Like a pot sticker?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Okay,
Kind of
okay.
like a pot sticker, but absolutely incredible. I would go back, for sure for the fillet, but the shrimp dumplings for sure. Yeah,
That's
they're
good to know.
incredible.
I was jealous of them.
Yeah, really good.
So did anybody have cocktails or drinks?
I may have had 1 or 2 myself. And one of the cocktails I had was green in color, and it was served in this beautiful glass. And it was made with elderflower liqueur, vodka, and then mint, and then they like garnished it with mint. But it was green in color and just so appealing. It looked like it was almost like you went to go get a tropical smoothie, but it was actually a cocktail. So I felt like there was health benefits to it as well. So of course I had to try that. And then I tried another one was the Paloma. I believe I saw it at your table, so I had to order that because it had a beautiful cinnamon stick in it, and that was delicious as well.
All right, how about you?
I did, yeah. I had the 25th hour, which is super spicy and delicious. Really, really good.
It's like the flavors you don't think would go together
Yeah.
necessarily, and they make it work.
Exactly.
They definitely have mixologists there that know what they're doing.
Yes.
Cocktails, very delicious. Craft cocktails, delicious.
So the ambiance there, it's like gourmet, but it's rustic at the same time.
Yeah.
Not really frilly and fancy, but it didn't need to be. I didn't.
No, you don't need frilly and fancy with the food and the type of service that they have there, but it's by design. You can tell it's by design, and I really like it.
Even the menus were cute. It's a leather-bound
Yeah.
book of such, and that was just like little kitschy stuff that they did there. Again, we'll go back to the service. That is what would bring me back, not just the food, but the service. They were just so accommodating and wonderful.
Everything in there was beautiful. They treated us like royalty.
And that's the thing. They do treat everyone like royalty. They bring out dishes for you to try. They've just got it down to a science. So you guys would all say you'd be back, and you have
Thumbs
been
up.
back here.
Yeah,
Thumbs up for sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm
Yeah.
excited to go back.
Great.
I'm excited.
And we're on to this week's second venue, the Golden Fleece. It is a go-to favorite in the heart of Greektown with a feel for the authentic. It's been around since the 1970s and has proven itself worthy among even its pickiest customers. From grape leaves to lamb kebabs and from ouzo to octopus, the Golden Fleece does not disappoint.
Hi, I'm Yanni Dianasopoulos, co-owner of the Golden Fleece restaurant here in Greektown, Detroit. Golden Fleece was the longest running restaurant in Greektown. It was started by my uncle and my father in 1971. And we take pride in making our own gyros in-house for 48 years now, which is 100% lamb, and no one else does it in the area or the north part of America. Besides our lamb gyros, we have lamb shank, which is cooked in-house for hours, and then homemade tomato sauce that when you serve it on your plate, it just melts off the bone. We do have other plates as the traditional souvlaki, obviously the Greek salad, the Golden Fleece trio as we call it, which is moussaka, pasticcio, and spinach pie, which are all made in-house. Flaming cheese, which is more of a Greek-American version of the Kasseri cheese that's in Greece. We don't light it up in Greece. That's a Greek-American thing. Another great dish here at the Golden Fleece, besides our wonderful gyros, is the octopodaki, also known as our octopus, which is served chilled with a glass of Greek wine or a shot of ouzo. Goes perfectly well with that. Ouzo is our national liquor of Greece. As Sambuca for Italians, we have ouzo for us. Ouzo is made out of anisette. It's like a black licorice, which you can find at our ouzo station right there.
And then there's Greektown. You know, a lot of people come to Detroit just to go to Greektown, and there are so many wonderful restaurants, and the vibe is so great. And so we all visited Golden Fleece. It's been around for a long time. The same owners have owned it, and it's
Staple of Greektown.
A staple,
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
What did you have, Tracie?
I was a little adventurous. I decided to try the trio, which had spanakopita, which is the spinach pie, moussaka, which is an eggplant, kind of like a lasagna, and the pasticcio, which is also like lasagna, but without the eggplant, with an actually meat in it. And that was really good. And then my husband had the lamb shank, which is like a traditional lamb shank, and a nice tomato brothy over a bed of rice, and it was just really enjoyable. You know, and walking in, you always want to get saganaki. As soon as you see it, and the flames are going up, they're yelling "Oppa!" and you know, so it entices you. You want to order it. You can't go to Greektown and not get saganaki.
Exactly.
And so we did start off with that. So that was wonderful.
We had lamb chops, which were really, really good. They were tender, super tender. The lamb gyro was really delicious. It was very savory. The meat was really juicy. I would definitely go back just for the lamb gyro itself. The side that we got there was fries. Fries are always good.
Can't go wrong with fries.
Can't go wrong with fries.
It seemed like a lot of people around me were ordering that. Seems to be the most popular item. Was the gyro platter and the gyro sandwiches.
That's good.
Tell me what you had.
I had the chicken kebabs.
And what was the dish like? Was it traditional? Was it?
Chicken kebab. It was delicious. It was cooked to perfection.
And did it have, you know, the vegetables and?
Yes, it had the rice with the tomato sauce on top. It was absolutely delicious. I had a really good time there.
It's a cool local restaurant that's been around. Clearly a family restaurant. Business people in there eating as well. So a good mix of people. It was a cool experience there.
And now for our final eatery, the Russell Street Deli. If you've never been to Eastern Market in Detroit, you've been missing out on some of the finest food, art, and culture the city has to offer. It's one of the oldest and largest open-air markets in the entire country. And right in the thick of it all stands a mainstay known for its hearty local fare and customer loyalty.
I'm Ben Hall. I'm the chef and co-owner of Russell Street Deli in the Eastern Market. My business partner and I started as dishwashers in the mid-90s. We took it over in 2007, basically the worst time ever to buy a business, especially in Detroit, but we've been doing gangbusters for the last 10 years, and we're coming up on 30 years in total under the Russell Street name. We're primarily a farm-to-table restaurant. We serve brunch on Saturday, we serve lunch during the week. Get about 30,000 visitors to the market, and we do 700 to 800 covers on a Saturday, but we flip them really fast. And working with the local farmers in both Michigan and inside the city with the local commercial aggregators. We're also the #1 buyer of produce grown organically in Detroit and have been for about 10 years through our aggregator partners Grown in Detroit and Keep Growing Detroit. Sometimes we're serving something on Saturday that was picked in Detroit on Friday. Russell Street Deli, we focus on slow cooked meats, which we can make in advance and then put together for you deliciously. We're famous for corned beef. We also sell a lot of pastrami. The pastrami's cooked for 30 hours. We cook it under sous vide, smoke it separately, more or less the same with the corned beef. We also have a number of vegetarian and vegan items, including all of our vegan soups, which is our biggest growing market and also the thing that we're probably actually most notable for, because there's not a lot of places you can go that serve corned beef and vegan soups or vegan options. We've been focused for such a long time on keeping things super consistent. So we have a lot of customers who started coming here as kids or who came here before they were married. Now they come here with their families. And what we look at is we try to, first of all, source the best product that we can. And then we try to do almost as little as possible to make sure that it becomes food that's edible. But as long as you're doing that coupled with good service, I think that's the thing that makes us competitive in the long term.
And Marcel, you're kind of chomping at the bit over there to tell us all about Russell Street Deli.
Russell Street Deli was absolutely amazing. I ordered the turkey club on whole wheat. The bacon was crisp. The turkey was just tender. It was phenomenal.
You look like you're gonna cry right now.
I would have ate 2 of them, but I didn't want to be greedy. As you can see, I'm not a little guy, and I make sandwiches at home a lot. That sandwich, out of 1 to 10, I give it an 11. It was phenomenal.
Prize winner?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so what did you have, Pierre?
I had the grilled pastrami sandwich, which was so good. I don't know what they do when they grill it, but it's perfect the way it's grilled. The pastrami itself is delicious. There's a mustard on there that I've never had before, some kind of a hot mustard. It pulls everything together perfectly. The gazpacho was obviously a cold tomato-based gazpacho. It was super light and refreshing, and that with the avocado was perfect on a hot day. Yeah.
How about you, Miss Maven?
Well, we started off with 2 soups. We did the New England clam chowder. That was delicious. There was a hint of dill and a little bit of a bite to it, so it wasn't like a traditional New England clam chowder. It was fabulous. My husband had a combination of the New England, which is the white clam chowder, and then the red clam chowder, which was an interesting combination. And I had the Reuben that was, like you said, grilled to perfection, and the corned beef, it was so tender and just fell apart. And I did have to take a bite. My husband got a tuna melt, so I had to have to taste that too, so I didn't want to be jealous of what he was eating, so I did have a bite of the tuna melt as well, which was delicious.
And you had to give a fair review.
I did. So I had to taste a little bit of everything. I too enjoy eating, so I had to do that, but it was delicious.
Well, Eastern Market is really known for all of its fresh produce, and there are just tons and tons of places in there. You could pick almost anything. And I know a lot of the restaurants in the area locally source, and they get their things from the actual vendors and the farmers there. So I think it's really important that they use the freshest ingredients, and you can really tell the difference.
Well, I think I heard something about the vegetables they used were locally grown and sourced. The lettuce was crisp, like they just pulled it off the plant. Tomatoes were juicy. It was delicious.
So what about the portions? Were they generous? Were they filling?
Yeah, that was a pretty nice sandwich.
Oh, absolutely.
It made me very happy.
Good sized sandwich. The soup was pretty good size. I was full when I left. Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
I know a lot of the business people kind of congregate there because it's one of their favorites.
Yep. In fact, right behind me was a group of businessmen, and I couldn't help but overhear them talking. They were in from out of town from Germany, and the guys that were taking them out said, "You have to come try this," and that's why they were eating lunch there. So yeah,
It speaks for itself.
Yep.
Yeah.
it's a smaller venue, and I felt like the service was like they were just on top of it because it's so busy. It's just like, hi, here's the menu, what can I do for you? And it's just a fast pace. Get you in, feed you, and there's people lining up outside the doors. So they're definitely accommodating you, but it's a very busy restaurant.
And as efficient as they are moving people in and out, the service isn't lacking.
They took care of us really quick.
And then I guess that's what they pride themselves on is, it's a deli, it's not
Absolutely.
a sit down, elegant dinner, but this is what you come for. This is why you're there, because you want to experience that kind of food. So as we bring it all in, and we're thinking about our favorite dishes we had, what would you say, Marcel, was your go-to now?
I'd have to say Russell Street Deli Turkey Club. It was delicious, made perfectly, a very good portion. So if you're a little hungry, it's definitely going to fill you up. Everything on it was fresh. It was absolutely delicious.
Highly recommended.
Yes, absolutely.
Tracie?
At Grey Ghost, I really did like the beet ravioli with the goat cheese. It was delicious. We went into Grey Ghost thinking like, you have to go there for their steaks and all that. I enjoyed all the appetizers and everything else that I had there. So that, I mean, there's so many things I could recommend, but definitely beet ravioli stuffed with the goat cheese was definitely something that I would go back for.
And Pierre?
For me, at Golden Fleece, the lamb gyro was super delicious. The tzatziki sauce was excellent. And the portion was huge. So that's a perfect lunch for me. Yeah.
So big thank you now to all of my guests for the week. You've provided a lot of insight, a lot of good recommendations. So Marcel, Tracie, and Pierre, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you for having us. What a wonderful opportunity.
So join us next time for more real people, real food, and real reviews right here on Dine and Dish Nation. I'm Kam Carman. Thanks for being with us.